Farming usually sounds peaceful, right? But what if I told you some anime feature farmers who aren't just good with crops, they're total powerhouses in battle too? The farming anime trope has quietly been gaining popularity, and after digging through quite a few titles, I've gathered some of the best ones where farming meets fantasy, action, and comedy. So grab a drink and get ready for some surprisingly epic farming adventures. Chillin in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon Lord's army, getting fired sucks butt for Daryl. It's the start of something better. Once a lore-ranking member of the Demon Lord's army, he's forced to start over as a humble villager. He builds a life on a farm, finds love, and settles into peace until, of course, people realize how powerful he actually is. Do you choose comfort or glory? That's the question. Campfire cooking in another world with my absurd skill, okay? Technically, this isn't farming knits, more like cooking and monster hunting, but it's close enough. Our laid-back protagonist ends up in a fantasy world where his only skill is online shopping. He uses it to cook jaw-dropping meals using ingredients from fearsome monsters, hunted by his loyal and hungry mythical companion. It's cozy, tasty, and super fun. Failure Frame. Nutmaster, despite its odd title, this one's not what you expect. The Nutmaster refers to a farming skill tied to magical fruit. Our protagonist wanted to be a hero, but ended up with what looked like a useless farming ability. Turns out he can consume as many skill fruits as he wants without dying, making him an op farming machine generic. Sure, entertaining, absolutely. Farming life in another world, this one's a fan favorite and for good reason. A man reincarnates into a fantasy world and is granted a divine farming tool that can also turn into weapons. He sets out to build a peaceful farm life but ends up attracting a group of helpful and mostly female companions. Together they turn a quiet patch of land into a thriving community. Relaxing, wholesome, and fun. Goodbye, dragon life. Tired of being a powerful dragon, the protagonist chooses to die, only to reincarnate as a human farmer in the countryside. Now living a quiet life, he starts a family and makes friends, but can't fully escape his monstrous past. He's still powerful, still a dragon deep down, and still willing to fight for peace when needed. I'm standing on 1 million lives. This one's more of a game-based isekai with farming thrown in. A high schooler is transported to a fantasy world and ends up with the farmer class, definitely not what he wanted. Despite his role, he takes on serious quests along Sidious Plastasma. The stakes are high, with time limits and real consequences. Farming may be his title, but survival is his true skill. My daughter left the nest and returned a days an S-rank adventurer. A once E-rank adventurer turns to farming and raises his daughter alone. Years later, she returns home as an elite S-rank adventurer. Despite being underestimated, the father is far more powerful than people realize. This anime is about family reunion, and you... Somehow, I got stronger by farming. Let's kick off with this wild ride. Despite the modest animation, this anime is surprisingly entertaining. It follows a ridiculously strong farmer. So strong that the royal family calls on him to help defend the kingdom. He just wants to grow vegetables, but when dragons and disasters come knocking, he ends up tossing carrots like missiles. It's silly, chaotic, and oddly satisfying. Who knew farming could be this dangerous? The legendary hero is dead. What happens when an average farmer accidentally kills the legendary hero? That's exactly how this story begins, with a spike trap meant for monsters. Now the farmer has to take the hero's place and body. To fulfill his destiny. He's underqualified over his head, and yet completely hilarious to watch.
Enemies.
And who is our enemy? Can you tell me? On the battlefield, the weak perish first. Weak ones like you. I believe that a true warrior does not need a sword.
Vinland Saga Season 2, you probably didn't expect to see this here. But Season 2 of Vinland Saga is all about redemption, hard labor, and working the land. After becoming a slave, Thorfinn must rebuild his life from scratch. It's less about action and more about character growth, but the storytelling is much. Farmland has never looked so emotionally deep. And that's the end of our farming anime journey. Who would have thought planting seeds and cooking meals could be this wild? If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss more hidden gems and anime recs. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.